I just want to talk very fast here because I'm so paranoid that they're going to pull the plug on us here in the Rose Garden.
Welcome back to today's cable news craziness, where we take a look at some of the craziness that takes place on cable news today. And we'll take a look at Fox News Channel's Chris Wallace and former CIA Director John Brennan once again going over the 2016 election and discussing whether or not the Department of Justice spied on the Trump campaign, which we all know they did. Roll it.
As I said, you both accused each other of treason. What do you think of Attorney General Barr extending the Durham investigation into the Obama administration, the FBI, the intelligence community, extending that investigation well into 2021?
I think that is fine. I have no problems with it. I do believe that John Durham is going to carry out his responsibilities ably and hopefully not with any type of political influence. I sat down for 8 hours with John Durham and his team answering all his questions. And so looking back at 2016, were there some mistakes made in terms of the FISA applications, other types of things? Yes, apparently there were. But that doesn't mean that there was criminal intent. And there was no spying on Donald Trump's campaign. And it's very clear from Robert Mueller's investigation that there were a lot of activities that I think were very unprincipled, unethical, and it'll be up to individuals in the future to determine whether or not there was any criminal activity that took place during that time.
The Trump campaign was spied on. Everybody knows that. And with the exception of John Brennan, his friends in the mainstream media, and their Democrats, we all accept that. And the idea that that is not true is just weird because we have all the proof that is there. You can argue it was legal spying. It probably wasn't. You could argue that it was done correctly. I think we know that it wasn't. But you cannot argue that the spying did not happen. That is just not true. And anyone that allows Brennan to do this loses all credibility. And Chris Wallace has already taken a ton of hits right now, and here he goes again. But let's forget about that for a second because that's just, again, a complete mess. Wallace and Brennan also had another conversation here about the Steele Dossier and how nobody really looked at the Steele Dossier and used it. This, of course, is not true. Roll it.
You talked about the FISA warrant to surveil Carter Page, and the Inspector General for the FBI said that that was improper. The lawyer who took actually some statements from the CIA and doctored them has pled guilty to a crime. What about what seems to be the pretty total discrediting of the Steele Dossier?
Well, as we have said previously, the Steele Dossier was not used in any way to undergird the judgments that came out of the intelligence community assessment about the Russian actions in the 2016 election. And so the Steele Dossier was something that I never, looked at from a standpoint of credibility because it wasn't something that the CIA had acquired. And so I think, people point to the Steele Dossier as this, reason why the whole thing was a hoax. No, there was so much other evidence and intelligence to support those judgments. So I am very comfortable with how the intelligence community came out on that 2016 election.
Wallace is a big 0 for 2 here because this is a perfect opportunity to hold the powerful accountable. And you're not more powerful in this country than the CIA director. And I think we're learning the power that this individual had at the time that he was holding this position and how he was actually lording it over a presidential candidate who became president and a president while he was president. Now, those are all the same guy, Donald Trump. So John Brennan abusing his position, covering up the abuse of that position and the abuse of power that went on while he held that position is fine because Donald Trump is a really, really bad guy. So the ends justify the means. Wallace has the opportunity here to call this out, to talk about what we all know, about how the Steele Dossier was in fact used in FISA warrants, how it was in fact used in the investigation, how everybody knows this, but they just let John Brennan go on television and tell the lies he tells and forces everyone else to come out after the fact and clean up the mess and set the record straight. This is something that our friends in the media have become really, really good at. Allow ridiculous ridiculous things to be said, sometimes participate in those ridiculous things being said, and then, Facebook and Twitter and websites and things like that, they'll clean all this mess up and they'll straighten it all out. Maybe we'll issue an apology or a retraction, or maybe we'll say something on social media that says, oh, we got that wrong. But the people who saw it never see those corrections. This is part of the game here, and they think we don't understand it. And that's just kind of ridiculous. It's cable news craziness, and we continue bringing you cable news craziness every single day here. All you have to do is like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, and come on back tomorrow.
I'm Lacey Dyer, and we're at Supreme Lending in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm the branch manager, and I have been in the real estate market for 8 years. We're about service, we're about taking care of our clients, and we're here for you as a guest. Our office is all about the customer experience. Whether you're a veteran or a first-time home buyer or this is your fifth home, we look forward to serving you.